June 27th, 2018. Good morning. I think today's going to be a little bit more of like I guess I'll say a diary day, just like less of a set of topics that I think and feel things about, and just kind of more expressing where I am right now. I don't know if any of y'all know, if you're listening, what's up? This last weekend I went home for a day or two, and then drove up to Pennsylvania with a couple of my good friends to play some airsoft together at a Milsim event. And I really, really needed that weekend. Like, I want that weekend to still be going on. That's how much I miss those guys. We're the best of friends. And one of them's married. He and his wife are two of my greatest friends, greatest treasures in my life. I've known him since high school, and she showed up about end of high school, and then they got married and joined the military. He's in Army. She's medically discharged Marine, so she's still a badass. But seeing those two interact, and the way that they're just so considerate of each other, I can still maintain like that playful, like, I'm gonna poke you because I can, and but then at the same moment, like, hey, I'm gonna go check with my wife to see if we can afford this thing, or is it okay if we go do this, babe, and stuff like that. And part of it makes me sit back and remember my own previous relationships and how it was so different than that. I was so immature. I didn't think through enough things. I didn't ask about enough things audibly like I should have. It doesn't matter if in little things that verbally express that I'm content and happy, and knowing the other person well enough to know that the smaller bits of when people are a little upset or angry. And it's just, I as a very relational person miss that. I miss being able to do that. Now, by also that same admission, I know that right now I shouldn't be there. I don't need to, or I shouldn't be in a relationship right now, Mostly because I try and put myself in the position that I shouldn't many times. I have this little savior complex, and I let it go too far, and I put myself in the wrong position to do what's best for them and myself sometimes. And I've been working down really, really, really hard to fix that. But it doesn't negate the soft little tapping of my own heart going, I still want that. So I've been really debating in my own head and breathing, I guess, in some function, hey, are you sure? Are you sure that's what you want? And I know that's what I want, but I also know that I don't want it right now. Even though I want the concept of it right now, I don't want the actual reality of it by virtue of what I have time for and what I need to be doing with my life right now. And I need to be able to be in the place where I can be like for example, small things. I'm still having trouble doing laundry because I don't enjoy doing laundry right now. And if I was going to get into a serious committed relationship again, I want myself to be in the position where I have all of the framework of my life together, instead of just swinging by the seat of my pants again. because that's great when you're single, and that's great when you have stuff to spare and so on and so forth, or like if you're on vacation or something. But not having a schedule and or not having like committed times for certain things doesn't exactly benefit a relationship. Like any relationship, like good friendships, or even, like I said, committed relationships in terms of romantic sense. And there's just still a lot that I have to do that I haven't breathed into existence by virtue of my own will. Like the human will is incredibly strong. And I want to, how do I say this? I want to recognize the strength of will, submit to that which I can't control, and come out on the other end better than I was before. Right? And it's really hard. Because right now, like, my heart is still screaming. Like, not in like a bad scream, but like this, just like, I'm waiting. How long must I wait? Type thing, And breathing is great. Breathing is fantastic, but I really want someone. And I know I'm not there. So it's a constant back and forth in my head. And I'm ready in my own head, I'm ready in my own head. But I know I'm not ready in my lifestyle, I'm not solid in my habits and in my formation yet. I feel like I'm going in a circle again. So I don't know what to like. I think it also, how do I, okay. So, that in relation to this, I guess, is there's a feeling of loneliness that's associated with it, because I'm setting myself up to be molded into someone who can be followed, right? And I want to make sure, I'm going to use a line from Hamilton. I don't want to be an Icarus, right? Who flies too close to the sun and can't handle it because my ambition was too big, or I didn't like take enough time for my friends, or attributed too much to myself, And so it gets lonely at the top. And I guess that's part of the reason that I'm struggling so much with this other thing, is because I want somebody to be here while I'm working so hard to put myself in the best position, and it's not easy. Like, it's really hard. And whoever told you it was going to be easy when you set out to put yourself in the position to be used to change the world didn't actually put themselves in that position in the first place. So we just need to be realistic about it in some sense. Like, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of determination of being able to put yourself through things that are not necessarily the most beneficial to you in the current time frame, but will be extremely beneficial to you in terms of your habits and character later on. So it's a lot of work, and I'm okay with that work. But that doesn't mean my emotions won't scream a little bit along the way. So that's about it, guys. So like I said, today's a little more like a diary entry. So thanks for listening, and another one will be up tomorrow. Later.